Watch this when you feel like giving up or can't get out of bed. I made this for myself. Realized it can be helpful for others. This video is for when even trying feels pointless. Hey, I know you feel demotivated right now. I know you want to get things done, or you know you're supposed to, but in your head, what's the point? Where is it all going anyways? Will it even matter in the end? And I'm filming this to remind you, if anything matters, this is the thing that matters. Right now you may be feeling sluggish, tired, burned out, lazy, but I need you to keep it at the front of your mind that this feeling is only temporary. It is a limitation of your physical body, but your mind is stronger. This feeling you have, the hopeless, miserable vibe right now, it could be caused by very simple things like weather changes, jet lag, maybe you had bad sleep last night. It could be a hormonal shift in your body, a mood swing, dehydration. Maybe you ate some unhealthy food or drinks yesterday, or just a dopamine thing, but it's temporary. And the thing is, tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, you will be rid of this feeling and suddenly the thing will matter again so much. What will actually make you happy then is if you actually pushed through the haze the past couple of days, aka today, or the days where you felt grumpy and didn't feel like moving. If you got at least some things done on those days, your future self will be proud and happy and even relieved because you will have taken off some work off of your future self's shoulders, right? Instead of procrastinating and leaving all the hard work to your future self, thinking your future self is a superhero with endless energy, no, help your future self out. Let me explain why this matters. Do you want to make you proud? Do you want to have less of a workload after 2 to 3 days when this fog passes? Or are you going to let the workload and deadlines pile and stack on top of future you just because you feel a tiny little bit demotivated right now? You will feel really bad later. And maybe, just maybe think about it. If you let all the work collect around future you, maybe future you will see all of that work and get demotivated and say, oh my god, this is too much. I can't start. I'll just start tomorrow. Then it becomes a cycle that, trust me, you don't want to get snagged into. If right now you feel discouraged, you can take it slow for today, but you should know this. If you get something done today, even for just 30 minutes, you will enter flow state and suddenly the difficult thing will feel easy and fulfilling and you'll feel happier and more satisfied later. Have discipline. Your mood won't always be perfect, but you can stay disciplined. Follow your plan, not your mood. If you want an expansion on this topic, and if you want to know how I personally convinced myself to do the daunting tasks even on days where I felt kind of slack, here's a secret. A game actually taught me how. It's really a life hack I realized by playing The Sims. And I know it sounds crazy, but I made a really fun video explaining the concept. I will leave the video in the end and in the description in case you want the secret. But this talk here is for the days where nothing ever feels like it's worth it, or worth working on, investing in, worth getting out of bed for. Not even the things you thought you enjoy feel exciting enough. Not even hanging out with a friend. Not even doing something really fun. And not even working on your goals. Look, if you're in bed, don't think about it. Just take a deep breath and plant your feet on the ground. 1, 2, 3. Plant your feet on the ground. Don't even overthink it. Drink some water. Let light into your room. Even if you want to do a slow living day, don't do it from bed. Staying in bed equals depressed and miserable plus headache. Please don't. I know we have all done it, but I need you to know Your brain associates your bed with, guess what? Sleep and relaxation. If you stay in bed when you're not about to sleep, your brain will start associating your bed with scrolling your phone, watching a movie, doing nothing, and suddenly your bed becomes an everything place. And when you do want to go to bed at night and fall asleep, suddenly your brain will associate your bed with a million other things. And boom, insomnia. You can't sleep anymore. If this is helping you in any way, leave a like in the comments. Let's show each other we're not alone. You can save this video for the next time this fog returns, because it will, and next time you will be ready. You will be equipped with this video. Keep your bed for sleep only. If you want to lay down all day, at least do it from somewhere else. A couch or whatever. Other reasons to not stay in bed while awake is staying in bed while not sleeping will cause muscle weakness, neck and back pain from the strain. Your blood starts circulating and moving in a really slower way, which you can imagine how bad this is. Brain fog, reduced focus. The longer you stay in bed, the harder it gets to start your life. Weight gain, metabolism problems, increased depression and anxiety, negative thinking, and let's not forget the time waste, the confused body clock, the self-neglect, and the disrupted routine. This is your SOS right now. Get out of bed. Watch this video on a chair or standing up or walking around your kitchen. Please, just not from bed. Let's zoom out for a second because the stuck in bed spiral is only one piece of the puzzle. The next sneaky trap most of us tumble into, especially on the days we finally do crawl out of the sheets, is the comparison carousel. Whenever I used to get on comparison carousel, it was usually the end of my motivation. Like completely death by motivation. This is why I want to make this super important video for me and you, and I'm saving it honestly, kind of like a pep talk whenever I'm having those bad days. The comparison carousel. You know the ride. You open your phone just to check one thing, and 10 minutes later, you're knee-deep in someone else's highlight reel collection. That person's apartment somehow looks brighter than yours. Their art looks more inspired. Surprise, they also write poetry, and it's great. Oh my god, they even sing. Their relationship is perfect. Their friends are rich and ambitious. And their matcha latte, it looks like it came from a Pinterest board. That's when you start shrinking back into the lifeless state you are trying to leave. Here is something to hold on to today. Comparison bends everything out of proportion. The only reason someone else's life can look flawless is because we're seeing it through a single polished pane of glass. We do not see the dishes in the sink, the messy argument that happened off camera, the post-gym binge they regret, or the zit they filtered away. So the next time you see a perfect feed and your stomach drops, try this. Inhale and exhale. Close the app. Notice something beautiful in your frame. The steam rising from your mug, a bit of sunlight touching the walls. Reality has a texture that screens will never match. Micro wins and flow. Now, to replace that comparison energy with something gentle but potent, let's talk micro wins. Our culture worships giant leaps, viral launches, overnight success, dramatic glow-ups, and suddenly millionaire overnight things. But your body, especially your amazing nervous system, thrives on rhythm, not rocket launches. Making your bed, that's a micro win. Drinking a full glass of water before your matcha latte, micro win. Doing one small thing you kept procrastinating, like answering one intimidating email, micro win. String 3 micro wins together and your brain serves you a tiny little shot of dopamine. Look at us go! It's subtle, but it stacks up. And guess what? It will give you the momentum you really needed. And a stack of Subtle wins is stronger than a huge rocket launch or whatever. That is why I love to-do lists. It might seem kind of perfectionistic, I don't know if that's a word. People have called me too perfectionistic for having a to-do list every day, with even small things like do face mask, take a bath, as one of the components. But when I start to check off what I had done, it really gives me momentum and motivation. Like, there, I'm doing stuff, I can do this, I can check off everything for today from the to-do list. And at the end of the day, I will feel really good about myself. To-do lists, love them. Here is something else I've noticed happening to me a lot. The waiting paralysis. Ever noticed how a single commitment floating later in the day can swallow the whole day? For example, I sometimes tell myself, a friend is coming at lunch, I'll be useless till then. Or I have that lecture at 5. Why start anything? If you experienced this strange phenomenon, here's what's really happening. 1. The introvert brain is budgeting energy in advance. It's as if your mind blocks off the entire afternoon for emotional travel time. Even though the event itself lasts an hour, the blank space feels uneasy, so you freeze. Instead of dabbling in small, contained tasks, you idle, scrolling, snacking, self-doubting, until the clock finally drags you out the door. The antidote. Think of the hours before your event as a mini chapter, not a throwaway page. Set a couple micro missions that end 15 minutes before you need to start getting ready. When the timer dings, you will slip into social mode, feeling accomplished instead of empty. I really hope this helps, and think about it, if you have 3 hours until your social event, a lot can get done in 1 or 2 hours before you need to transition into social mode. Another thing, I know you feel demotivated. It might be because of the bad news blackout. One unexpected text. Suddenly you see bad grades. You heard something crappy when it comes to politics, family drama. And in moments, the day's color drains. Your brain rewinds and replays the moment on loop, installing a background hum of dread. You overthink, your mood changes, your ambition for the day, maybe even the week drops. Why it snowballs? Novelty bias. Your mind flags negative surprises as urgent survival data. 2. Story building. You start writing the worst case screenplay in your head. 3. Psychological echo. Stress hormones linger far longer than the original trigger. Here is the antidote. 1. Name it. Name the feeling you got. It's just shock, for example. Move it. That's 2. Walk a hallway. Reset your chemistry. Do a light stretch. 3. Contain it. Open a note app or a journal. Dump every worry in there for the next 5 minutes and write everything down and close the file or the notebook. Give the fear a parking spot so that it's not going to ride you throughout the rest of the day. Are you really going to let the bad news ruin your entire day? But there will always be negative news. If you let your frequency fall so low as to align or resonate with negative things, you've already lost. Rise above. Learn to rise above negative frequencies and do not allow them to touch or alter your energy and frequency. It all begins and ends in your mind. What you give power to has power over you, if you allow it. Therefore, whatever the negative thing trying to consume you is, take away the one thing that it has power over you. Don't think about it, and it loses all control it had over you. My favorite quote for such situations is, when there is no audience, there is no show. When there is no audience, there is no show. So if someone is trying to make some drama in your circle, don't be an audience to it. Suddenly, there won't be a show, right? Because there is no audience. There is no one to entertain it. Here is a little tricky thing that might be making you sluggish or lazy. The I earned it day off. Rest is sacred. Resting and relaxing is very important for you, but procrastination coated in sugar is still procrastination. Sometimes we label a lazy day as self-care when deep down we haven't truly earned a recharge. We've just dodged discomfort. Here is how to spot when this fake earned it thingy is happening to you. The red flags. If instead of mindfully resting, you're just binging, scrolling, feeling stale, binge watching movies, guilt creeps midway, and yet you keep convincing yourself that you deserve it, or tomorrow's to-do list already feels heavier. A real off day means really recharging, not just preoccupying your mind with dopamine or escape mechanisms. If you are scrolling or watching movies, your mind actually is not resting. It's getting more and more overwhelmed with information. It's kind of hard to spot, but I used to wonder why my day offs end up making me even more burnt out, until I realized I wasn't really recharging at all. Here is the solution. Ask 2 questions before granting a day off. 1, did I genuinely deplete my batteries, or am I avoiding the hard part? 2, will future me thank me for taking this rest today, or resent me for the pile-up later? 3, does it feel like meditation, or am I just existing surrounded by comfort and dopamine? If it is avoidance, pivot to a half-day compromise, 3 hours of focused output, and then true leisure that you can enjoy guilt-free. Here is my biggest issue right now. It's that when I am demotivated, I try to lean on some of my friends. I realize that they're worse off than me. This is the support system spiral. Sometimes the people we lean on are leaning on us at the exact same angle so that everyone topples. They might be tired, discouraged, maybe jealous. And instead of lifting you, they tug you into the murk with blame or passive gloom. How this drains you. Emotional osmosis. You absorb their mood and their misery. FOMO. On misery. You match their low just to stay connected. No one ends up lifting the other because both of your cups are already empty. Boundaries do not equal betrayal. You are allowed to step back, answer later, change the subject, and take space. Tiny uplifts. Send a funny meme or gratitude check instead of diving into venting marathon. Just plant a ladder. Backup try. Have at least one neutral cheerleader, a podcast, a mentor, this channel ready for moments when your social circle short circuits and cannot make you feel better at the moment. Remember, everyone has phases of demotivation. Humans are not robots, so just make sure you have a backup, a reassuring quote, a YouTube channel, a dreamy novel, an encouraging book. And here is another tip. Nourish, do not punish. Finally, let's feed the spark instead of surrendering. Ask yourself, have I eaten something with color today? Your brain can't run on crumbs. Have something that will fuel your mind, except if you're fasting. I think protein, fiber, fat-rich, healthy fat, stuff like walnuts or a tuna salad, a keto protein bar, or simply just green tea and a glass of almond milk on the side. Here's question 2. Have I touched water inside out? Hydrate. Splash your face. Feel the reset. Have I tasted stillness? Even a 60-second pause with eyes closed, it lets your inner tides calm. None of these are revolutionary. That's the secret. They're ordinary on purpose. Your life doesn't need a grand rescue mission. It needs a lot of tiny kindnesses, which together will restore your enthusiasm. I invite you to do a micro win today. Something you have been avoiding, no matter how small, and tell me about it in the comments. Tell me one micro win you claimed today, no matter how insignificant it may seem. It might spark someone else to try their first gentle burst of energy for the day. Save this video for the next gray day. Share it with a friend who's been ghosting society from under the covers. And if you ever catch yourself back on that comparison carousel, remember that Trailers are shiny and they look pretty, but real life smells like green tea, a much needed cheat meal from time to time, and warm sheets you actually climbed out of. I'm proud of you because you pressed play and stayed until the end with me. I'll be here cheering for you. Subscribe to join this amazing community where we talk about creativity, productivity, ideas, sometimes just how to get out of a slump, realistic things sometimes, not just, whoa, let's go get it. Sometimes it's a slice of life. Thank you for being here. See you in the next one, and good luck. Bye.